Hey there everyone, my name is Andrew and welcome to update number 6 on the Enterprise E project. This week's update is going to show you the progress I've made so far this week. It's been more of a research and development week actually. Not as much hands-on work. There is some hands-on work that I have to show you, but most of it has just been working on figuring out how I'm going to accomplish the blue glow on the chiller grills for the Warp Nacelles. I haven't been happy with the results I've been getting from LED tape. Too many hot spots, and no matter what I do there just isn't enough space inside the Warp Nacelle to create the diffusion necessary to get that nice blue glow without light going across the top. I did do a little bit of experimentation with the side glow fiber, and I wasn't really getting the results that I was expecting based on what some more experienced modelers were sharing about the side glow. But I've done some work this week and I think I've been able to figure it out, and I think the side glow is what we're going to do, so I will show you those results. So let's get right at it. So a couple things to show you in the progress portion of this before we get into the research and development. First of all, not a lot of work done on the primary hull, just I've masked off the impulse engines. They are ready for some primer. So the saucer section is ready for some primer, except that I realized that I haven't installed the shuttle bay doors, and I'm a little concerned that my wiring harness is in the way of that. So might need to make some slight adjustments and get the wiring harness down a little bit. It's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze getting it in because it is, yeah, there's tiny pieces. I don't have them out here. They are in a safe place so they don't get lost, but there's a tiny shuttle bay that goes right in here. I forgot to put that in. I'm going to have to put that in now before I do anything else, so I've got to figure that out this week. Next progress is I have actually gotten some paint onto the model, and no color. I'm not going to be doing color at all until spring. It is cold here, it is winter, and I don't want to be doing airbrush work in the winter time. I'd like to be able to have my garage door open so I've got proper ventilation, and I don't want to be doing that work in the winter time. But I have pre-primed and primed the Warp Nacelle pylons. The gray primer has really shown me where I need to do a little bit more work on the putty work. So there's just a few sections on the edge of the nacelle pylon where I had putty to put in that need a little bit more refining, some sanding and some filling on both of these. But they're looking really nice. And that's a really nice primer coat that's gone on there. What I am using, first of all, I am using Duplicolor Adhesion Promoter. I've been told that the adhesion promoter will allow the paint to bind better to the model so that when I'm doing Aztecing and panel line painting and I'm using tape all over the place, or maybe even some masks, don't know what's available, but when I'm doing that, if I've put down the adhesion promoter, it won't pull up any paint. The paint will stick better to the model. So I've done that, and then the primer I am using is the Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch 2x Ultra Cover Gray Primer. And I've always heard that gray primer will bring out the defects, and it seems to be working. So I'm really pleased with that. So a little bit of work left to do on those. So that kind of covers the progress portion of this update. The next is the research and development section. So I have a side glow fiber set up here, and I need to just tape off this area here a little bit. The problem I was having is I wasn't really getting the glow I was looking for from the fiber, but that was when I was putting it onto this green mat underneath, and I tried putting some white electrical tape onto the fiber itself. It wasn't working, but I decided, I wonder if I put the tape down onto the pad, it'll give something to reflect the light up. And the moment I did that, bam, complete difference, night and day. the side glow fiber was glowing really nicely. So what I've decided is it really just needs some white, some nice white item underneath it. So what I think I'm going to do is when it's installed into the warp nacelles, and I've got the warp nacelles right here. I mean, these things, there's not much space inside. I'm really looking forward to doing the Enterprise D. That's what I'm going to do next after this project. And actually, I might need to work a little bit on some prep work on that over the winter time, since I'm not going to be able to do any airbrushing over the winter. It's got a lot of windows, and I'm going to be masking in the inside of the kit with windows. So, but that's for a different set of episodes talking about that. What I mean in talking about the Enterprise D is that the Warp Nacelle engines are really nice and big as far as getting lighting in there, and I've got some aftermarket parts that are going to make that a whole lot easier. For this, there's just not a lot of room in the Warp Nacelles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a holder in the white styrene that will basically, I'll be able to make a self-contained unit with the side glow. I'm going to be able to secure that into the nacelle. One of the other issues I was running into is, I don't know if you can see it in the video. Let me get something here to point with. A nice little putty tool here. Inside, well, actually on the outside, there is a hole that I've cut into the nacelle for all of these wires to go in. Now this is the wrong side. Here we go. So this side of the nacelle is going to sit here, and the wires are going to go in this section here. That's the entry point into the warp nacelle. However, there's not a lot of room inside, and so all these wires are going to need to be kind of down on the bottom. One of the nice things with using the styrene as a base for the side glow is that I can run all the wires underneath, pack them nice and neatly underneath, and then I can put the whole unit of the side glow wiring and everything in there as a self-contained unit, secure it in. I'm not going to have any interference with the wiring that is in there, because I've also got wiring going to the Bizarre collectors and to a little flashy on the back. So I'm going to secure it down to a piece of styrene, make that one whole unit that I can just slide in, secure in, button it up, and that's going to be pretty good, I think. I'm going to show you the results I've been getting with this. Now, before I do, one of the other things I've been trying to work through, let me just grab the secondary hull here. It's just on another table. So, the wiring for the nacelles is going to be really tricky. So I've got the secondary hull assembled, and I have the pylons which are going to go in. Wiring is going through here. I've made a hole. You're not going to be able to see it on the camera, but inside this area there's a hole for the wiring to go through. It's in a location that matches where the wiring is coming out of the nacelle. So I'm going to have to install the pylons and install the nacelles. Let me get the right piece here. Yeah, I've got the wrong side again. Okay. This is going to have to install loosely so I can get the wiring in. Then at least this side of the nacelle is going to have to be loosely installed so I can get the wiring in. The problem is I don't want to glue everything in permanently, because it's going to take a little bit of work to get everything lined up. I want my nacelles lined up. I don't want them wonky this way, that way, or the other. So I'm going to have to try to get the wiring in and sort of have it kind of half assembled without glue, because once it comes time for me to assemble the pylons to the secondary hull and the nacelles on top, I'm going to be working really hard to make sure that the nacelles are level to the model, they are level with each other, they are lined up with each other and on all straight. And that's just going to take a lot of work, and I don't want to do that until I'm fully ready to do it. But everything, and the nacelles have to be fully assembled themselves as a sub-assembly before I can do that. So it's just a balancing what comes first, what job do I do first. I'm gonna have to half assemble, I'm gonna have to get the wiring in, even though I'm not quite ready for it, but it does have to happen. I'm not sure if this is making any sense. It'll make a little bit more sense as we actually get into it. It's just short story long. It's gonna be tricky, and I'm gonna have to kind of loosely connect everything just so I can get the wiring in. So that's gonna be a trick. So let me show you the side glow fiber. So what I've got is I've got 5mm blue LEDs on either end. I've connected them using some shrink wrap, which I'd have to try to keep short. Once it's all glued down, installed, everything like that, it's not going anywhere. It's just a little bit loose right now because not everything is securely connected. I'm going to turn on and we will see what happens here. All right. I'm not sure how it's coming across on the camera right now. I will turn off some light so you can see. But with the white underneath, I'm getting a much better glow. Even, I've got a bunch of other lights on for filming purposes. Right now, I've just turned the light on that's right above my workbench. And even now you can see that there is a significant glow happening on the side glow. It's exciting because I've been really worrying about this. So I have my flux chiller grill cover. I've sanded off. I've got a little bit more work to do. There's still some raised detail that needs to be sanded off close to the middle section here. Sanding it off for two reasons. One, it's frosting the plastic as I sand it, which helps with light diffusion. And two, I'm installing the photo etch parts on top of this, so I need to sand it down smooth in order to be able to properly adhere those. But when I put this on top, you're getting a really nice, consistent glow on that. And we're at 9 volts here. It's a really nice glow. When it's all encapsulated inside the Warp Nacelle, it's going to look even better. I'm going to turn off the other most of the other lights in the studio here so you can have a really good look. Here we go. There's going to be a little bit of exposure issue with the camera. We just have to accept that, but it's really glowing. I'm going to put the flux chiller grill over top. Really nice blue glow going on there. I'm really pleased with this now that there's the white section underneath. And I think if we kind of encapsulate this a little bit in a white protective housing, it's really going to show that blue light into the flux chiller grill really well. Really excited about that. So next steps for me on this project is getting some body lighting going on in the secondary hull, getting lighting ready for the deflector dish on that. Also getting the shuttle bay installed onto the primary hull, and then also getting the warp nacelles, the electronics done in the warp nacelles, and get those put together and the wiring connected to the main body. Also at that point, once that stuff's all done and I've got that main work done, it's going to be ready to do a basic assembly and some priming. So really looking forward to getting this kind of grunt work with the electronics done and get into seeing the project actually come together. So that's the work that we've accomplished this week. I hope that you're as excited about this as I am. Now we're coming into the Christmas season. I'm not sure how much work I'm going to get done over Christmas time. We're going to have some family around. We're going to be traveling a little bit, and Christmas for me is always a busy season. So I'm not sure if I will get a video out over the Christmas season or not, but if I do, it will be a bonus because it just means that I've had some extra time to get working on the model. But I hope that you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It really does help. If you're new to my channel or haven't done so yet, why not hit that subscribe button today and make me a very happy modeler. But for now, this has been Andrew, coming at you from my studio with the model update. Have a great day, everyone.